fun has been doubled!
Seriously, how the f*** did that become a meme? Hello everyone, I'm Keenan47, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to another edition of my Little Pony vlogs for Season 2. Today, I'm talking about Luna Eclipsed, written by M.A. Larson. Can I be honest, guys? This really does not seem like an episode M.A. Larson would write. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's not something, I'm not saying that this was a bad episode or anything like that. Quite the opposite. This was a phenomenal episode in many cases. But it doesn't seem like something he would write. I would argue that this would be more or less an episode that maybe Cindy Morrow or someone like that would write. Or maybe Dave Polsky, because of how they take certain aspects. But then again, that's just my own personal opinion. Let's get into it. The episode starts with basically Spike waiting for Twilight because today is supposed to be Nightmare Night, where basically is like the equivalent of Halloween. So Twilight comes downstairs dressed in basically her costume, which pretty much no one throughout the entirety of this episode knows what she is. And she explains to Spike once, which is apparently supposed to be Starswirl the Bearded, father of the amorphical spell, I think I'm saying. Basically, he's supposed to be a big deal, which we do find out in later seasons of My Little Pony that Starswirl the Bearded is a big deal. Spike's pretty much just dressed as a dragon. Genius! I'm sorry, but it is. So we find out, yeah, it's pretty much just like Halloween. Like, Twilight gives candy to the, to the Fillies and Colts. Even Pinkie Pie's getting in on this dressed as a chicken. So we move on to basically this festival happening at nighttime in Ponyville. Now, this is one of the few occasions we get to see Ponyville at night. And actually the whole of Ponyville at night. Because normally we only see Ponyville at night during, like, chaotic events and stuff like that. I mean, look at our later episode, Read It and Weep. But this is one of the few where we actually get to see Ponyville in a different light, so to speak. And actually in a festival kind of setting. To be honest, I wish there were more nighttime festivals in real life, because I don't know many. Oh well. So what happens is basically, the mayor of the town, I don't know what, you know what, she has the scariest outfit of them all. She's dressed up like a freaking clown, and everybody knows my love for clowns. I swear to God, I hate clowns almost as much as Nathan Drake. So honestly, no. Anyways, she says that they're going to be talking about the legend of Nightmare Moon, who Zecora is going to be talking about the legend of Nightmare Moon. Now, Zecora's design here actually does intrigue me in some cases. I don't know why, I think it really is more becoming of her. Maybe that's just my own personal opinion. Meh. So we learn about the legend of Nightmare Moon, basically, where Nightmare Night is supposed to be where, when they gather candy, they're supposed to give it to Nightmare Moon, and in hopes that they'll not gobble any of the Fillies and Colts up. Apparently they wear costumes to hide themselves from Nightmare Moon. And the candy is like an offering, so maybe she'll leave them alone. This is actually an interesting mythos. I mean, yes, it's a story, but it's actually an interesting mythos if you think about it. Because I don't really know Halloween doing anything like that. Like, actual Halloween doing anything like that. So what happens next is that there's, like, this lightning and the clouds are starting to come around. And then we see, like, this chariot being pulled by these bat-like ponies. So basically, this chariot's being taken to Ponyville by these bat-like ponies. And when the pony who comes off the chariot shows herself, it's Princess Luna. Now, I know a lot of people probably flipped their lids when they saw Luna for the first time since Season 1. We only saw Luna once, and that was during the Episode 2 of Season 1. Now she's sporting a brand new design and looking a little taller now. I don't know how much time has passed, or if she, like, regained her old form, and the form that she had when, she was defeated by the elements was just, like a weaker form. I don't know. But here's the problem. Everyone is still afraid of her because of, her being Nightmare Moon, basically. And it doesn't help the fact that she's speaking mad freaking loud. Like, really loud. Like, screaming loud. That's how loud she's speaking. And she tries to talk to her subjects, supposedly, because, she's trying to talk to her subjects at one point, until the point where, Pinkie Pie says Nightmare Moon's gonna gobble us all up. And, starts scaring all the Fillies and Colts in the area. Yeah, Pinky, like, that was necessary. They're already scared enough. They don't need you helping out. So, of course, Luna gets upset and leaves, and Twilight decides to go talk to her. Spike stops her at one point, but she says she's not evil anymore. She was turned good by the elements of harmony. Though I think she's having a hard time adjusting, which is true. Because think about it, guys. If you were away from a location for many, many years, you wouldn't know how to adapt to that situation anymore, now would you? Say I left New York and I came back 20 years later after living in, like, I don't know, Texas for the last 20 years. I ain't gonna know, like, you know, how to live like a New Yorker anymore, now am I? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be completely and utterly out of place. So yeah, I can understand that. So, of course, Twilight and Luna are talking to each other, and Twilight's trying to find a way to help Luna out, at least get, like, accepted within the group, because Twilight's telling her to try to lower her voice, trying to give her different methods. So she decides to go to each of her friends. This is a weird episode because one of her friends is not present in this episode. Rarity. Rarity is not present in the entirety of this episode. You would think she would be, considering that this is like a gold mine for making costumes and stuff like that. Or maybe she did. Whatever. She goes to Fluttershy, who, well, does not want anyone, like, doesn't want to see any pony for Nightmare Night. And when Twilight tries to talk to her, she sees Nightmare Moon and pretty much just runs back in the house, slamming the door. The funny thing is that I can understand this because how long ago was that Nightmare Moon was, you know, a thing, and now it's just Princess Luna? I'm pretty sure a lot of ponies are gonna still see her as Nightmare Moon in most cases. It's like me. Like, you know, say, like, well, I really don't have a good example, so I'm gonna shut up. Okay, so Twilight tries to get Fluttershy to teach Luna how to lower her voice a little bit, and to be honest, Fluttershy really doesn't help all that much. It's really Twilight doing all of this. And there are a couple of funny scenes, like when Fluttershy tries to run back into the house, Twilight slams the door on her and she runs right into it. Or how about when basically Fluttershy has like this only face while getting hugged by Luna? Okay. So, of course, Pinkie Pie comes in with the rest of the fillies and colts, and, of course, seeing Nightmare Moon basically having Fluttershy in, like, this kind of a stance, like, she pretty much makes out the idea that she's going to gobble her up, and all the fillies and colts run away, and, of course, now we're back to square one again. So now we move on to basically Twilight trying to get help from Applejack this time around. Applejack teaches Luna to try to loosen up, have a little fun, like, you know, play games, talk. Just, you know, something that would be more presentable. So it does work for a point that Luna starts having fun, and then of course we get one of the most overused memes of the entire show, which you already saw at the beginning of the video. And it looks like Luna is starting to get the hang of this. Like, she's starting to get the hang of, you know, being a little calmer, having a little fun, and loosening up, basically. So, basically what happens next is, this guy, Pipsqueak, this colt, Pipsqueak, which we see at the beginning of the episode, falls into the bobbing for apples vat, and when Luna goes in to save him, basically Pinkie Pie starts up the whole, oh, Nightmare Moon is gonna eat us, and all that other stuff. This is one problem I do have with the episode. Pinkie Pie is an idiot. Like, a real idiot. The reason why I say, look, I understand what she's doing. Sometimes, you know, like later in the episode, she says, like, sometimes it's really fun to be scared, but there's a difference between being scared for fun and being scared and giving someone a bad reputation. Because that's what basically happens after this scene. After this scene, like, she actually says, like, this line, if I can remember it completely, she says, thy backside is whole and ungobbled, thou ungrateful whelp. That's exactly how she says it, and that's what scares everybody to no extent. I'm sorry to say, but if I was to say a line like that in front of everybody after they already don't want to be around me, that wouldn't push it in my favor, now would it? So Luna tries to regain their, like, you know, like trying to have fun and regain their trust, and of course it fails miserably, and she starts doing stupid crap. So, of course, thanks to her, there's like a panic going around throughout the entirety of the festival now, and then she finally loses her cool, saying that Nightmare Night is cancelled because it disgraces her. So, of course, now everyone is upset because of this and crying about this event. So Twilight has one other idea that she has in mind. She tries to talk to Luna again, but of course she is not listening whatsoever. So she decides to go to Pinkie Pie instead. She tries to get Pinkie Pie and Luna to have like a truce with each other. And then, of course, when the truce was about to happen, Rainbow Dash comes right out of nowhere with like a cloud and does like a lightning bolt from it. Basically, that's what Rainbow Dash is doing. She's just pranking other ponies wearing a Shadow Bolts outfit. So, of course, Twilight stops Pinkie Pie trying to say she's not evil and she's not trying to gobble you up. And Pinkie Pie's like, well, duh. And that's what really starts to bug me. Pinkie Pie knew what she was doing. And the fact that she knew what she was doing and she was still doing it... What was that line the mysterious Mr. Enter says all the time? What I'm doing is wrong. I know it's wrong. But I'm gonna do it anyways. That's what happened. Pinkie Pie knew what she was doing. She knew it was wrong. And goddamn these noises outside. She knew what she was doing. She knew it was wrong. But she's doing it anyways. That's the one legitimate problem I actually have with this episode. So Twilight has this idea for Luna, and well, they decide to try to end. The rest of the town decides to end Nightmare Night with the candy, with the candy offering, and they do offer the candy to the Nightmare Moon statue, which is, I don't know, outskirts of town or something like that. And then Luna starts talking in like this menacing tone out of nowhere. And then she's turned into Nightmare Moon. Like, the statue's gone, and now she's Nightmare Moon. And pretty much scares everyone. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That was genius. That was a genius prank. Because, let's face it, guys. On a night like this, it's freaking amazing to do pranks to someone. And what she did to them was insane. I mean, think about it, guys. Think about it. If you didn't see this coming, you were there, you would probably get scared too. Like, seeing out of nowhere, you would be like, oh, Christ! Like, like that. Like, that was genius. So Luna didn't understand why Twilight wanted her to do that. Until she finally realized from Pipsqueak that they like being scared. They like being scared and they like, having fun with that. So, of course, Luna actually keys into the idea that they like being scared on this kind of night. So, Luna has the idea to bring back Nightmare Night. And, of course, that's when we start this trend, like this other meme, with Pipsqueak saying, you're my best princess, you're my favorite princess ever. And then we start the who's best princess conversations. So, of course, I kind of forgot the moral of this episode. I know. Kill me. But I do remember it slightly, being able to present yourself in a certain way in some cases. I don't remember it fully, but I'm pretty sure someone in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong. But I do like it in most cases. Not much else for me to say. And, of course, the episode ends in a funny joke, because Rainbow Dash tries to do like a lightning bolt on Twilight, and Luna gets her back. Karma! Karma at its finest. And that is Luna Eclipsed. This episode, I'm sorry to say, but for Emmy Larson episode, it has a lot of humor and stuff like that, more suited to Dave Polsky. I mean, think about it. Dave Polsky is more in line with comedy episodes and stuff like that. This episode has a lot of funny moments, it has a lot of good animation in many cases, and I do like the idea that they're bringing back Luna finally, because the fact that they haven't done anything with Luna since Season 1 up until now, it feels refreshing that they finally did something with Luna at this point. Like I said, I can't believe M.A. Larson wrote this. I mean, I'm checking on the website right now, and it was M.A. Larson. M.A. Larson wrote this episode. I keep thinking, no way, he didn't write this. This had to have been a Dave Polsky written episode. But it wasn't. It was M.A. Larson. Gotta say, Mr. Larson, you wrote a pretty good episode, and it's pretty funny, so good job on that one. So anyways, guys, that's Luna Eclipsed. I like this episode. A really good episode. And I know what someone's about to ask me, is Luna a favorite princess? I'll leave that to speculation. So anyways, guys, until next time, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, take care.